How's she going, boys? Mike here. Welcome back to Grampie's Workshop and Happy New Year 2024. Boys, oh boy, she just starts next week. Hope we get all our resolutions made and ready to go. Get an early start on them. Anyways, I have a quick little video here this morning. I want to just talk about, I've had some comments in past videos where I either make something or review something or show something that I'm using, and they say, Mike, how about showing us that in like 3 or 4 or 6 months or something? Let us know how you're making out with it as a follow-up. So I thought, hey, that's a good idea. I don't do that normally. I just sort of say, you know, these are the best things since sliced bread, and they never see them again. So is it really the best thing since sliced bread? So that's what I'd like to do today. I'd like to go through some of the things I've shown in the last year and just give you a quick little update on them. So let's get at her. So over the years, I've made many modifications to my Massey Ferguson GC 2300. Awesome tractor. But last year, early on in the winter, I was having trouble starting the tractor. It's a great tractor, but it's cold-blooded, hard to start in the cold. So what I did was I added an external battery connection so that I wouldn't have to go through the trouble of, you know, messing with the front of the cab canopy there to lift the hood, because the hood pivots towards the front of the tractor. So in order to facilitate that, I added this external battery connection right here. So I have a dust cover goes on that, and I have a mating plug that plugs in here. So now I can either connect like a separate external battery to this to jumpstart the tractor, or I can put a battery charger on there, or I also have now this provides a 12-volt supply if I need to jump something else to start it from the tractor, or just get a 12-volt supply somewhere. So that was a great add. I've used that several times, and it makes connecting to the battery super simple. I like it. Definitely Grampie's Workshop approved, and a mod that I made that you know was valuable and worthwhile. Speaking of 12-volt supplies, another one that I added to the tractor was for the snowblower to rotate the chute, and also for my logging winch to run the winch on my logging winch that I made. I wanted an external battery source at the back of the tractor, so I added another connector similar to the one at the front, but this one's smaller. This one only handles, I think, up to 60 amps, whereas the one at the front of the tractor was good for 350 amps. So this one here now is connected to the remote controller that I put in the tractor so that I could run the chute with my little winch motor, rotate the chute, and also when I have the logging winch on here, I can run the winch. So that's great. I have the remote control in the tractor, and it's mounted and it's working great. Now, I haven't used that remote control a whole lot yet this winter because I haven't used the snowblower a whole lot, but I expect before the winter's over, I'll get to use that remote control, and it's some nice. You don't have to twist around in the cab anymore. You just have the little button there and I have it on my headboard. So you just push the button and the chute rotates. It's nice. So that's Grampie's Workshop approved as well. I like it. That was a good add, putting that 12-volt supply at the back of the tractor and also adding that remote. And also, while we're talking here, the logging winch, I was going to do a review on that. I used that a lot last summer. It worked great. I put a Dyneema cord on it. The cord was only about 25 feet long. It's not really long enough. I should make it longer. But man, it would pull a log, that's for sure. But what I found out was the winch motor is the same size winch motor as what I have on here. Just a little one. I think it was rated at 3,500 pounds. But what I found when I was pulling logs, especially if you can see way over there on the far side, I got some logs. When I was pulling some big logs there, the winch would pull for, I don't know, 30 seconds, and then it would quit. It would overheat. So what that was telling me was that winch motor is really undersized for what I'm trying to do with it. So that's a drawback of having the winch, the logging winch that I made. But other than that, it works great. You know, like you can set the blade of the back blade, set that down, and it'll pull. I'm telling you, because the tractor won't move because it digs the blade right in the ground. And the winch pulls really good, and the choker chains work good. And you know, it was just a good add to the tractor. Other than the winch motor is a little bit too undersized, a little bit undersized. All right, another one, if you remember, last year I built up the pads, the plow shoes here, the pads on my plow shoes. Wait till I get that off of there. Now, I haven't done anything to them since last year. I just never had the time. But you can see here where I welded it up some here. It wore off on this side. So the shoe doesn't run flat. I don't know whether that's because I don't have my pad on here perfectly perpendicular with the shaft. I don't know what that what causes that. But anyway, it looks like it's good for at least one more winter. I don't have to bother building that up yet. That worked good. That welding, as poor as that welding was, I just put that on there with my flux core welder. I just more or less made a mess. If you check back in that video, you can see what a mess I made of that. But basically all that weld was on there for was just to wear off, and that's exactly what it did. So that worked good too. Okay, one other thing I want to touch on here as a follow-up review is the hand warmers I put on my ATV, my Can-Am Outlander. I had a video of putting those on, and I wrestled and wrestled, tried to get those set in place, and you know, with the glue and whatnot to hold them on. I thought I was going to have a problem because the wire off this right-hand hand warmer was coming out sort of up in the air. I thought maybe it was going to get caught on things, but it's not been an issue. The hand warmers are great. They're any kind of driving you do in the winter or the colder months in the fall, hand warmers are a must, in my opinion. They're great. The thumb warmer works great. They keep your hands nice and warm. These deflectors on the fairing here, they help too, keep the wind off your hands, but the hand warmers really help. This one had an infinite heat control, and I'm going to say right off the get-go, you don't need an infinite heat control. You need a heat control that's low or high, or on or off even would be as simple as that. You turn it on till your hands get warm, then you turn it off. I set this about mid-position, so like I'm going to say there's infinite control in this. There's low to high, but I use low, medium, and high. Very rarely do I ever use low, but on a cold winter's day, like when I'm making a run out, say put the garbage out or going across the lake there to my neighbors, I'll put it on high, but generally speaking, it's just on medium. But the hand warmers, they're really nice. The grip is nice and big and round. It's easy to get a hold of. The texture on the grip is good too. You know, your hands don't slip on it. And I've got an extender on the throttle control here, and that works good too. The heat tape or the heater went on that pretty good with the shrink around it, so no issues that way. They were fairly easy to install, not too complicated. Even I could do it. So Grampie's Workshop approved. I like them, glad they're there. Okay, while we're here at the bike, I just want to show you this too. Last year I was lucky enough to win a giveaway on my good friend Doug's YouTube channel called Pine Tree Line. Doug on Pine Tree Line's got a great channel, by the way. If you get a chance, go over there and check him out. He's all about going outside and camping in the woods and getting along in the woods and developing his bushcraft skills. And you know one thing about Doug, he doesn't care whether it's a summer, winter, fall, raining, blowing, doesn't matter. He'll go out and he'll camp, and he does a great job of it. Got lots of good tips, so check him out if you get a chance. But the thing I won on his channel, it was called the Lasi Pouch. Lasi Pouch, here it is right here. And when I won this pouch, I said I got just the perfect place for that. These pouches are made of heavy, I guess it's a nylon waterproof bag. I'm not sure what the material is, but it came with a carabiner here, and it'll clip on anywhere. But the thing I said I was going to use this for is I'm going to put my valuables, if you want to call them that I take with me when I go on the bike. I'm going to put them in this, put them in the carrier on the back, because this carrier is old and it's getting raggy, and like the zipper doesn't work on it anymore. But I know if I had my gear in here, it would be safe, because like I say, this is waterproof. And it looks like a small bag, but boy, she'll hold a ton. So I just opened this up, nice heavy duty zipper, and I've got gloves in here. Of course, you can't go anywhere without your peppermints, right? And I've got sunglasses that I keep in a bag here to keep them from getting scratched up. And I got a little bar here in case I get hungry on the trail. And you know, that doesn't even nearly half fill this bag. You see, made in Canada, you gotta like that, right? So yeah, that Lasi bag, very nice. And like I say, they're made in Canada. And Doug has a great channel there, and he reviewed the Lasi bags, and they're nice. Check them out. But this bag is really nice, and thank you, Doug, for doing that giveaway. I really appreciate it, and I want you to know that the prize is not just sitting home in the cupboard, it's being put to use, eh? Okay, another thing I'd like to do an update on is Nanny. You know, lots of folks have been asking about Nanny and offering prayers and well wishes, and man, that sure is appreciated, much appreciated. You have no idea how important that is for Nanny and I, for the prayers and the well wishes, so thank you very much. Please continue. Nanny is, she's doing not too bad. She has some bad days, but she has some good days, and she has a lot of mediocre days. We were to see a doctor, a follow-up specialist doctor, to try to get some of her issues addressed. She's still waiting for a hip transplant. She hasn't been approved for the operation just yet, for the surgery. So that's what we're seeing this specialist for, try to get to make some headway into getting her issues looked after there, so that the surgeon will green light the surgery. We're hoping that that's going to happen this spring sometime. So, you know, she's doing. She's a trooper. My, she's strong. And I'm in awe of her. You know, with all that she's been going through, and you know, she's just a joy to be around. I'm telling you, for someone that's in pain 24/7. You'd never know it by looking at her. She's great. She's wonderful. I love her a lot. And man, we're praying, along with all you folks, that something happens this spring. So thanks a lot. That's a quick little update on Nanny. I appreciate all your concerns. So there's a little follow-up on some of the things I either built or talked about or reviewed over the last 12 months or more. You know, I try to be as honest as I can with my assessments of whatever it is. Talk about the good points and the bad points. You know, that's... What else can you do, right? If it's good, I'll say so. If it's no good, I'll say so. But anyway, I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you asking about those items so that I could follow up on them. And I plan on doing that again, you know, as time permits throughout the year. So thanks a lot for watching. I sure hope this Christmas holiday, season's holiday, is treating you well and you're having a great time wherever you are. We had a great Christmas with the whole family here. We're looking forward to a nice, quiet New Year's. Just Nanny and I in the camp. We'll cuddle up, maybe watch the juniors play hockey. No, that ain't gonna happen. Thanks, folks. Have a great week. Have a great New Year's. All the best to you all. And thanks very much for all your thoughts and wishes for Nanny. That really is appreciated from the bottom of my heart. Thanks very, very much for that. Take care, and we'll talk to you.